Hey folks, Bridges here. Um, Video today. This is part 3 of the construction blocks in Activity 1.2.2 of IED. So far we've made this, I'm going to call it the half stick of butter, the short domino, the tall domino, um, and I don't think we've made these last 3 with the curves on them. So I'm going to show you how to make this. I'm going to show you how to make this last one today, and then I'm going to let you use what we learned today, try to figure out how to make this little semicircle extrusion and the cylinder shape here. It's pretty easy. All right, so over here in Fusion, these are all my finished parts. Now, when you get done with them all like this is what you're going to be screenshotting and turning it into me here. Sorry about the delay there. So we're going to make this block right here. Now, when you're done with all these and you got them all lined up like this, I would like to see it from the isometric, the home view, the isometric view, and you're going to take a screenshot like this to turn in. Okay, if you forget how to take a screenshot of those parts, the way that you do that is by using the snipping tool, and you click on the start button to find snip and sketch. Okay, you click the new button. You click the new button, and then you drag a box around what you want to keep. Now, what's important that you keep here is your initials in the corner up here. Okay, I want to make sure that's in my screenshot so that it's like you're like an artist signing their work. All right, and you can even highlight it or whatever if you want to. Okay. So in order to make this archway looking block right here, I'm going to show you what I did here. So I'm actually just going to delete the part itself. I'm going to delete my component. Now you may have turned off some components. You may have hidden some of your components. You hear me over there? Okay, so if you have things hidden, okay, if you have sketches hidden, you don't want to have sketches hidden. Okay, you can hide construction, you can hide these components if you want to. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure that they're unhidden when you go to take your screenshot. Okay. All right, so let's make this part right here. Oh, okay, so I've got it as a body right now. So one thing that we're going to cover later, bodies are fixed in space. We can't move them. You see how I'm able to move these things? That's because, not this one, that must be a body. See how I'm able to move some of these around freely? That's when they're a component. When they are bodies, they are stuck to wherever you design them in space. So to convert them from a body to a component, watch what I do here. Okay, the cylinder, I come over here and I find body. I right click on it and I create components from bodies. It converts it from a body. Now it's able to be freely moved about. Okay. As I was saying earlier, I wanted to erase this archway and show you exactly how to build that. So I'm going to erase this body altogether. All right. And we're going to make a new one. Now, it's saying that my sketch is no longer needed, so I'll delete the sketch too. So to make a new shape here, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to create a sketch. And I get to choose, do I want to sketch on the front, the side, or the top? Well, now looking at what we're trying to make, I think it's pretty clear that we're gonna sketch on the what face is that? The front, right? All right, so we're gonna sketch on the front. We're gonna choose our front plane. This is just asking, hey, it's saying, hey, I moved around some of these pieces. Do I want to leave them where they are, which is capture position, or do I want to cancel moving them and go to continue? I want to leave them where they are by capturing the position. So now I'm on the front. You can see that on my view cube. I'm drawing on the front plane, okay? And I want to just make that archway shape. Well, let's take a quick look at the archway and what it actually is. If you look at it, it's the same shape as what we've already built down here, isn't it? Same 3D shape, it just has something removed from it. It has that little archway, that little semicircle removed. If we scroll up in the curriculum, you'll find right here, remember this example? Subtractive modeling, where you start with a block and you take something away. Does that seem familiar? That's exactly what we're doing, isn't it? As opposed to additive, where we add 2 blocks together. This would be like what we do with Legos, right? You take a block and then you add a block on top of it to end up with a shape. Subtractive is what we're doing now. We're starting with a wood block and then we're carving out and removing some of it. We're going to do some subtractive modeling right here. We're going to make this 3D block, the 3D shape box again, And this time, and then we're gonna remove that little archway. So let's go ahead and do that. You guys know exactly how to make a shape and extrude it, a rectangular shape. Okay, we're gonna make it 6 centimeters wide and 3 centimeters tall, just like the other ones. We're gonna finish the sketch and then go to isometric view. It's always a good habit to go isometric after you finish a sketch. And then we're simply going to extrude it. So this should be getting to be second nature for you by now. That whole sketch a shape and extrude it, perfect. So now to do our subtractive modeling, what we're going to do is we are going to actually apply a sketch onto the shape itself. We're going to draw on the shape what we want to cut off of it. So we're going to go to a new sketch again. And this time, instead of choosing one of our 3 planes, we're actually going to zoom in and we're going to choose the front of the box is what we want to sketch on. So it turns and faces that front of the box, at which point we can draw our semicircle. Remember, a semicircle is just half of a circle, which means if it's half, that means the center point of our circle is going to be directly on the bottom edge of our block. I'll show you how to do that. Let's go up and select not the rectangle tool this time, but the circle tool. If you come down here with your circle tool, okay, here's the thing about circles. You click once to place the center point, then you move away until your diameter is what you want it to be, okay? This particular diameter is going to be 4 centimeters, but it's not going to be up here, so I'm going to press Escape on my keyboard to cancel what I was doing. Escape is a good tool, a good key to know. All right, so let's try that again, and this time we'll place the center where we want it to be. We want the center to be midway between this bottom corner and this bottom corner. So if you hover on both those corners and then you move to the center, it should snap just like that. Did you see that little snap? Snap to the center and it gives me a little triangle. It may be hard to see on your screen, but there's a little triangle right there that indicates that's the center of that line, the midpoint of that line. And that is where we want to click to start our circle. So I clicked. Then as I move away on that straight line, it changes the dimensions of my circle. Let's go ahead and get that, okay, to be 4 just by simply typing in a 4, enter. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all you need to do. That's all that we needed to sketch. We'll go ahead and say finish sketch. And do you see how that line draws what we want to take away? So now we're going to learn something new. It's kind of old, actually. We kind of already know it, and it's an extrude. So now with the extrude tool, we're going to choose what we want to extrude, and it's this little archway in here. Now, the way that we used to extrude was by dragging this out. That's called a join operation. That's called a join. We're adding material to what's already there. Do you see that? That's not what we're trying to do, is it? We're not trying to add material. We actually want to go in this way, and we want to cut material away. Now, look, as we drag this through, look what we're seeing in our dialog box. What did that join change to? Change to cut. It knows by going through what was already there, we're removing material away. And we just want to say, yes, that is exactly what we want to do, what we're trying to do. So we click OK. And look at that. We got a nice little archway that goes right through the block. Pretty simple, right? Remember, right now I've got it as a body. What does that mean? It means I can't drag it around. Okay, I know that it's a body because it's located right here and under the bodies folder on my browser. If I wanted to convert that back to a component to make it movable, I would want to right click on the particular body and create components from bodies. There we go. Similar process can be done making this archway. It's still just a circle, okay? But in this case, you're going to sketch a line that goes across it, and we're only going to extrude half of the circle. Cylinder, pretty easy as well, okay? Sketch a circle on the bottom plane and drag it, extrude it straight up. There's also some options over here, such as cylinder. It's called a primitive, okay? It's called a primitive shape. So you could choose to just make a cylinder like that. However you decide to do it works for me. When you have everything lined up and you've got it all in a nice little line here, that's when I would like for you to take your screenshot. I'm going to go ahead and go to isometric mode. And I'm going to go ahead and take my screenshot. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go help my 7/8 bell who's been waiting very patiently.